Hey there, Sugar Vixen family. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Nisha and I'm here to sprinkle some sweetness into your life with delicious baking from scratch. Today we're gonna be baking one of my favorite cookie recipes, Mexican wedding cake cookies. These cookies are delicious, yet simple to make. There's only about 4 different ingredients that go into this recipe, and like I said, it's pretty simple to make. And let me go over what we'll need today in order to make these cookies. For this recipe, you're gonna be needing 1 cup of salted butter. So I have 2 sticks here and I sliced them up. We don't wanna soften the butter. I only set it out for about 10 minutes. We're gonna also need 3/4 cup of powdered sugar and more on the side for rolling, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, and 2 tablespoons of 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and 2 tablespoons spooned and leveled, and 1 cup of pecan halves chopped. Today we're gonna be using a standing mixer. So I'm gonna start off by putting the butter in the standing mixture Today I'm gonna start off by putting the butter in the standing mixer. And we're gonna mix this for about 2 minutes or so. All right, so next we're gonna mix in our 3/4 cup of powdered sugar. And we're just gonna beat the butter and the powdered sugar until it's smooth. All right, so now we're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Once the vanilla is mixed in, we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna scrape down the sides of the bowl, and then we're gonna go ahead and then we're gonna add in our flour. So I'm gonna add in a little bit at a time. And then we're just going to mix it until it's combined. And for a full version of all our recipes, please check out our Patreon page, and I'm gonna leave the link below. Okay, so now that our dough is combined, I'm gonna add in our 1 cup of pecan halves that I chopped up. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put that in the mixer bowl. And then I'm gonna turn the mixer on so we can combine it well. And one of the things that I forgot to do and I forgot to mention is that we need to turn on our oven. So we want to preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'll go ahead and turn that on right now. And then while I'm finishing mixing this up and then scooping my dough, hopefully our oven will be hot. So don't forget that part, like I always do. All right. Okay, so if you are using a standing mixer, just remember to constantly, kind of turn off your mixer and kind of scrape along the bottom and the sides of your bowl, because a lot of times the mixture doesn't mix fully in the bowl. And so you don't want to have it not be consistent. So make sure you do that. You can use a standing mixer if you want to. I've used a standing mixer before. I just find it, a little hard on the hand because, you're mixing the butter and the butter is still kind of hard. But now our dough is all mixed up. We have our pecans and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take a small cookie scoop, and I'm gonna go ahead and scoop it onto my cookie pan. Okay, so I'm scooping them onto my pan. After I scoop them all onto the pan, I'm gonna go ahead and roll them into nice, perfect balls. Okay, so then I'm gonna take the dough and I'm gonna create nice round balls. Or you can just have them for your family at home. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stick these in the refrigerator. And as I mentioned, my second tray, these are gonna go in the freezer. You can store these up to maybe 2 months in the freezer. And how I usually store them is I will put them in a flat air-proof container. I'll leave the parchment paper on the bottom and put a small layer on the top. And then I will put the lid on the airtight container and we can store them that way. And again, they store up to 2.5, maybe at the most 3 months. I wouldn't go past 3 months. Okay, so like I said, I store these cookies in a plastic airtight container. So this is the container that I use. And actually I love this container because there's like 4 different tiers. So it comes with, I think, 4 different trays like this and you can stack them. So during the holidays, I make so many different kind of cookies and then I can store them in the freezer, all in this one tray. Like I mentioned before, this is one of my favorite cookie recipes. What's one of your favorite cookie recipes? I would love to hear from you guys. Please comment below. And I'm gonna seal it. And then I'm gonna put this one in the freezer. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. I'm gonna take our dough out of the refrigerator and then we're gonna pop it in the oven for about 13 to 15 minutes. Like I always say, every oven is different. So why don't you set your timer to about 13 minutes and then check on it. They shouldn't be really brown. They should look a little solid. So there should be no shine on your cookies. So just kind of watch it. Again, every oven's different. And I'm gonna set my timer to about 13 minutes. And then I'm gonna take my dough out of the refrigerator. And then I'm gonna pop them in the oven. And then we'll start it at 13 minutes. Now that our cookies are finished baking and out of the oven, I have my side of powdered sugar and my slightly warmed cookies. I'm now going to dip my cookies in the powdered sugar and put them to the side. Okay, this is the last and final step for our Mexican wedding cookies. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. And once again, please like, follow, and subscribe and comment below. See you next time.